began popping up not just on Sam's desk, but also on other church officials' desks. And these other church officials, when they got them, they were totally convinced that this had to be a prank. But for Sam, he just felt like, I don't know if this is a prank. It's not really funny. It isn't like the person doing it is really getting any big reaction. It's just kind of creepy and unsettling that somebody is, launching this bizarre campaign against the church. It didn't add up. But, even though this is all happening for weeks at this point, the final straw, at least in Sam's mind, happened the previous Sunday when he and his family were at church and his son was sitting in one of the front pews, and he grabbed a Bible and he opened it up, and sure enough, a note tumbled out of the Bible. It was one of those handwritten notes on a paper towel, and again, it referenced the murder of Leslie Gaddis. And Sam's looking at his young child, his young boy, reading this note, being like, what's going on here? And Sam's like, this is totally unacceptable. It's one thing to be leaving these notes for adults to find, but now children are gonna be reading these notes? That's not okay. And so on March 17th, so roughly about a month and a half after all this strange stuff had begun happening in the church, Sam went to the maintenance crew of the church building and told them he wanted to set up a stakeout. Because by this point, Sam was starting to think, I don't know if just, some kid or kids from the elementary school are pranking the church. I mean, this has been going on for weeks now. It's sort of dark at this point with these notes that are being left all over the place. This doesn't really feel like just some kid. This actually feels like maybe an adult, maybe an outsider who's coming in to do this. For what reason, Sam didn't know, but he just felt like something's off here. And so his plan was basically he and the maintenance crew would stay in the church at night and literally hide and try to catch whoever this was, breaking in, doing this stuff in the act. By about 10 p.m. on March 17th, it was just Sam and the maintenance crew in their various hiding spots in the church, sort of centrally located so they could see the hallway that led to the kitchen, that led to Sam's office. They're all just kind of positioned, waiting. And so far, nothing had happened. I mean, the church was totally quiet. Everybody else had left for the night. It was just Sam and the maintenance crew. And they were just kind of twiddling their thumbs, waiting to see what would happen. And at some point, the maintenance crew, they got really bored because there really was nothing happening. I mean, Sam was super motivated, but the maintenance crew's like, I don't know, I don't really care about any of this stuff. And so one of them decided to just, stretch his legs and just walk around the church, just to do anything other than sit here with nothing happening. And so he got up and he walked down the hallway and he's kind of looking in each room and there's nothing going on. And as he was walking towards the nursery at the end of the hallway, he heard some movement coming from behind him. He turned around and he thought it was, one of the other maintenance workers or Sam, but no, he saw a light come on in the kitchen.